Hello again everyone, this is another fossil crafting video. So here this time what I'm going to try to craft is an elder leather belt for my scion, scorched arrow, fire, really tanky, and there's like a few rolls here that I'm trying to aim. So I'm using a combination of scorched, pristine and prismatic because there's like this is a very good combination for this type of belt. Here I kind of narrowed down what I want. So ideally, in terms of prefixes, I want maximum life. I also want fire damage or percent maximum life and elemental damage with attacks. In terms of suffixes, the elemental damage, of course. The all res is pretty nice, but not needed. The attack speed, while any flask effect. And that is pretty much it. Oh, life recovery rate. The life recovery rate is extremely important. This one for leech. Leech applies. This bonus applies to leech, so you end up having absolutely insane leech. So this is exactly what you're gonna try to craft here. Let's go. I've got 36 tries, so it's a grand total of 323 chaos. So let's see if I make the money back. Oh, it was a bit dark. So let's wait. Give me a sec. Let's go. This one is pretty interesting. Some life, a lot of res, but nothing crazy. This one is kind of terrible. There's nothing really that we want besides the fire damage, but it's not good at all. This one is getting a little bit closer. How about this one? The life recovery rate here is absolutely amazing. So there's like 3 good rolls here. We get the fire damage. We also have the life recovery rate and all res, and also some life, but the rest is just way too low to work for me. Again, okay, what do we have here? So we get some fire damage, chaos res, lots of life and flask recovery rate. This one is really interesting. I might keep this one. I already have better, but I might keep this one. It's really interesting. I like this one a lot. Thankfully I have other belts. This is actually rather easy to get some good rolls with this combination. Yeah. Whole res, fire damage. Here I could craft life potentially. There's 2 open prefixes, but there's no life recovery mod. So it's not all that good for what I'm trying to achieve here. Let's keep going. Okay, flash charge gain, all res. T1 elemental damage on level 84. Okay, again, not very good. Life recovery rate is such an important role here, and Pristine helps a lot with this. Life recovery from flask, so yeah, that's the problem. We can roll both here. You either have life recovery that applies to your leech, your regen, but flask, nah, it doesn't work for a leech. Okay, how about this one? This one is pretty interesting. We get the T1 life recovery rate that goes up to 20%, which is a big deal, but the rest is really underwhelming. Projectile attack damage during any flask effect. That's also a desirable mod that I would keep if the rest is good enough. Go again. Elemental damage. Okay, so the reason why I'm going prismatic here because it opens up one of those new rolls for more damage, and you can end up potentially with a belt with 30 fire damage, 30 elemental damage, and 42 elemental damage with attacks. That's a grand total of I think 102, which is a lot of damage on a belt. But of course we are not going to hit this unless I'm extremely lucky. But okay, so here the percent maximum life is actually very rare. Even with okay, this one is pretty interesting. It's extremely underwhelming. It's not that visually pleasing, and there's only just life and the recovery. But we want damage here, a lot of it. Life recovery rate again. The Pristine really helps a lot. Again. How about this one? Okay, we get T1 life recovery rate, some life, lightning res, flask effect duration. So this one is very interesting. I will keep this one. We also have an open prefix. We can craft movement speed. We can craft elemental damage with attack skills. So that's some damage here. That's a very interesting belt. I'm sure I will be able to sell this one. And last, let's go. Okay, so we have T1 elemental damage. Okay, so we're fully stacked in damage here. We actually hit all the damage mods. This is incredible. This is so much damage. I'm gonna keep this one. I am going to keep this one. Okay. This is just way too much damage. Very interesting. I'm kind of tempted to reroll this one now. I kind of ran out of leather belts. Let me find out. What I could be doing is trying to craft on a Stygian now. But on my build, I don't really use Stygian to its fullest. And the life mods are kind of wasted because you cannot roll like all those cool elder mods. But you can still get like a lot of life and damage. But I think it would be kind of wasted. Let's see if I have some other bases. I could try to use it on a rustic sash. What level do I have here? 83. I'll try to use the last remaining on rustic sash. Give me some damage as the build uses a chinsel and it's not an entire waste. You never know when something big is gonna happen. Okay, I'll keep here. It's kind of a waste though. I should be buying another base, but I really want to make this video just a one take. Okay, elemental damage, fire damage, and life. But that is all. Life recovery rate is a very, very big deal. Here, this one is pretty much just brute forcing this build. So I could see this build working really, really well for example, like a consecrated path, a juggernaut. This build would definitely work and provide an immense amount of damage. This is incredible. I'm actually very stoked about this one. I have no idea about the price though. No idea about the price. But hey, maybe we'll make our money back. This one is kind of sad. This is life recovery from Flask. Would have been pretty interesting otherwise. Okay, Flask again. How about this one? Flask again. We have 5 more tries. Okay, so here we have the elemental damage, the fire damage, some fire res, and a tiny bit of life. It's not good enough. I'll keep rolling. Life recovery rate, elemental damage with attacks. That's no other source of damage. Life is extremely low, so I could try to annul, but I don't think it's ultimately worth it. Elemental damage, fire damage, melee damage during any flask effect. So here I think that trying to hit the annul would not be a bad idea. Again, so this one is like a very nice candidate for a non-slayer leechy character, but I would need to hit the life, which is extremely unlikely. Well, turns out we just got it. I think I might have wasted an annul here. It just feels good to just throw the annul, right? It just feels amazing. I like it a lot. It's still a lot of damage. Still a lot of damage, especially with the rustic sash implicit. So if you're using a build that relies on physical conversion to fire, which are fairly common when you start using, you know, Exile blood and all this. Also, okay, there's melee. I'm gonna reroll over it. That was just I was just flexing my nose here. I've been trying to work on my volume a little bit, so I don't have like too many ups and downs. And also, like, it helps, like, it's at night. As you can see, it's like 6 AM, so I don't want to wake up the neighbors. Lots of res, tiny bit of life, and the last one. Okay. I don't think it's quite worth it. There's 2 useless stats here. We get T1 life and T1 life recovery rate, which is not that bad, so I guess I'll just keep it. So overall here we had slightly under 3 exalted orbs worth of crafting materials. I don't count the base, like all those bases or bases that I acquire when I map. I farm a lot of tier 16. I try to have like Elder Shaper influence on them, so yeah, overall I'm pretty happy about this one. We've got some damage, T1 life, some chaos res, which is pretty important when you delve or when you just map. For example, Toxic Sewers, the boss is really chaos damage heavy, and you know, even like a roll like this helps a lot, and the life recovery rate, which is not T1. So I might be able to get maybe a couple X out of this, maybe a couple X, yeah. How about this one? This one is really interesting. We have the flask effect duration that goes up to 20%. We get some fire res, which is not a waste, T2 life, and T1 life recovery rate. This one is really cool, and I like the fact that we can craft elemental damage with attacks here, or movement speed, which is pretty amazing for example, a righteous fire build, which might use something like this overall, I would say. So this one, same. I think we can get a good price out of this. How about this one? This one is the big damage one. Really big damage one. I could also exalt this one. I'm actually tempted to do it now on stream. So we can exalt a suffix. Suffixes are extremely valuable on this type of a belt. I could get a flask mod. I could get attack speed where you have a flask. Yeah, like suffixes are extremely valuable here. So seeing that I have quite a lot of exalts, let's try to hit it. 41 strength. That is actually amazing. This is really good. I like this belt a lot. So this one will go under the divining for sure. I'll buy divine now. I'll buy divine now, and I will probably just divine it after this video. This one is really incredible. I like this belt a lot. Strength gives some extra life that kind of makes up for the low tier of life that goes up to 64 here since it's master crafted. And also, next league masters will be fully reworked, so I have good hopes that we will be able to craft more than 64 life on those type of items, making the belt even more valuable. So here, overall, I'm pretty excited about this one. I can probably get a very good chunk of currency here. I might actually just try to price check just the damage alone. Just the damage alone. See what is up. So pure trade. So the way I price check things here, I usually just get the significant mods here. So what makes the value of this belt here is the fact that we have the trifecta of fire damage, elemental damage, and elemental damage with attacks. Both are maximum tier. It can give up to 102% elemental damage, fire damage if divine to perfection on an attack build. I think this is actually incredible. On top of the strength, on top of some life, and also the ignite and burning. This is very interesting. I like this one a lot. So let's price check those 3 important stats on the leather belt and see what we can come up with. So elemental damage. I'm sorry if you don't like the typing sound. I have some pretty meaty keyboard and some pretty meaty mouse. So fire damage, global. Oop. And elemental damage with attack skills. Okay, so I'll go T1. I'll go T1 wed. This is so there is one. I'll show it to you right now on stream. I keep calling this a stream when it's not a stream. So there is one like this. Much more life. It's not divine at all. It seems to be about, yeah. It's been here for 3 weeks, right? So I might have made quite a chunk of currency here. Quite a big chunk of currency. And the strength makes it even, might be even more valuable. So we definitely made our money back here. So that's something to keep in mind. Getting those type of belts is extremely easy. You can make very good profit. And I think that is it for today. Thank you so much for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it. It's very different, definitely very different from my streams. Those streams you can find on Twitch at SOMAYD. This is my name. And you can also follow me on Twitter to be aware of the latest memes. Thank you so much, everyone. Have a great rest of the day. That was SOMAYD. Peace.